Discover the powerful law that destroyed history's greatest empire. The false security. Why your fortress is your own prison. You know what Michael Jordan and the greatest empire in ancient history have in common? They both understood that comfort is the enemy of greatness, but only one of them acted on it. Security is a lie wrapped in a warm blanket. It whispers sweet promises in your ear, telling you that if you just build higher walls, create better defenses, and stay in your lane, everything will be fine. But here's the brutal truth that will shatter your illusions. Security is where dreams go to die. Jordan never played it safe. When he was cut from his high school basketball team, he didn't retreat into a shell of self-doubt. When he faced the bad boy Pistons who literally tried to hurt him every game, he didn't back down. When critics said he was too selfish to win championships, he didn't change his aggressive style, he channeled it into something unstoppable. 6 championships later, the world learned that calculated risk beats defensive thinking every single time. Ancient Egypt had everything going for it. Natural barriers of desert that made invasion nearly impossible. The life-giving Nile that guaranteed prosperity. Wealth that made other civilizations weep with envy. They became so comfortable with their geographical advantages that they made the fatal mistake every empire makes. They stopped evolving. Power Law 18 reveals something that will make your skin crawl. Isolation doesn't protect you, it preserves you like a museum piece. Until someone smashes the glass. While you're hiding behind your walls, the world outside is developing new weapons, new strategies, new ways of thinking that make your defenses obsolete before you even know they exist. Think about apex predators in nature. A lion doesn't build a permanent den and hope prey walks by. It moves, hunts, adapts its strategy based on changing conditions. The moment any predator becomes predictable, it becomes prey. The same ruthless law applies to power dynamics in every area of life. Your comfort zone isn't a sanctuary, it's a tomb with Wi-Fi and air conditioning. Every day you spend there is another day. Your competitors are sharpening their skills, studying your weaknesses, preparing to make you irrelevant. The world doesn't send you a formal notice when the rules change. It just changes them and watches you scramble. The difference between those who dominate and those who are dominated isn't strength, intelligence, or resources. It's the willingness to embrace uncertainty as a competitive advantage. Real power doesn't come from having impenetrable defenses, it comes from being so fluid that no defense can contain you and no attack can pin you down. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is both simple and terrifying. Destroy your own fortifications before they become your mausoleum. Make yourself unpredictable to your enemies and incomprehensible to your competitors. Drop a fire in the comments if you're ready to burn your bridges and build an empire from the ashes. But only if you've got the guts to torch your own safety net. The hidden mind. Why adaptation destroys isolation. Oprah Winfrey went from poverty and abuse to becoming the most powerful woman in media by mastering one principle that toppled more kingdoms than any army. She never stayed the same person twice. Water doesn't fight rocks, it dissolves them. It doesn't clash with obstacles, it flows around them, through them, transforms them. Meanwhile, the hardest granite in the world can be worn away drop by drop, by the persistent patience of flowing water. That's not weakness. That's strategic dominance. Oprah understood that reinvention isn't just survival, it's conquest. She started as a local news anchor, transformed into a talk show host, evolved into a media mogul, morphed into a spiritual influencer, and metamorphosed into a business empire. Each transformation wasn't random, it was calculated adaptation to changing landscapes of opportunity. She didn't just survive industry changes. She anticipated them and positioned herself to profit from them. The pharaohs of Egypt thought their power lay in permanence. 1,000-year traditions, unchanging rituals, monuments built to last forever. They confused staying the same with staying strong. What a lethal miscalculation! While they were celebrating their ancient ways, other civilizations were developing iron weapons, new military formations, innovative government structures, and revolutionary trading systems. Adaptation isn't just a survival tool, it's the ultimate domination weapon. Those who adapt don't just survive the game, they rewrite the rulebook. They don't play by other people's rules. They force everyone else to play by theirs. Picture a CEO who insists on running his company the same way he did 20 years ago. While he's clinging to outdated strategies, his competitors are leveraging artificial intelligence, dominating social media, creating immersive brand experiences, and building direct relationships with customers he doesn't even know exist. Who do you think inherits the future? Nature teaches this lesson every single day. Dinosaurs ruled Earth for over 160 million years. They were massive, powerful, seemingly invincible. But when environmental conditions shifted dramatically, their extreme specialization became their death sentence. Meanwhile, small, adaptable mammals inherited the planet not through strength, but through flexibility. Your brain was programmed to seek patterns, create routines, find stability. But that evolutionary programming that kept your ancestors alive in predictable environments can kill you. In our exponentially changing world, the pace of change isn't slowing down, it's accelerating beyond human comprehension. True security doesn't come from building higher walls, it comes from developing the ability to scale any wall. It doesn't come from having better armor, it comes from being too fast to hit, too fluid to pin down, too adaptable to outmaneuver. Comment flow if you're ready to dissolve your limitations and move through obstacles that destroy your competition. Only true adapters will understand the assignment. The genius of risk. Why mutation is your greatest strength. Elon Musk has reinvented himself more times than a Hollywood actor, from software entrepreneur to space pioneer to electric car revolutionary to brain-computer interface visionary. Accident? Never. He cracked the code that made kings and broke empires. Consistency is a golden cage that makes you feel comfortable while turning you into a sitting duck. Musk understood that in the arena of business, which is pure power disguised as commerce, those who don't evolve die. PayPal wasn't enough. Tesla wasn't enough. SpaceX wasn't enough. Neuralink isn't enough. Each venture is a complete metamorphosis, a new birth into uncharted territory. His competitors never know what to expect, and that's exactly why they can never stop watching. The Egyptians worshipped their own image. Mummies preserved for eternity. Temples designed to last forever. Rituals repeated for millennia. They confused preservation with power, thought that freezing time would make them immortal. But real immortality doesn't come from resisting change, it comes from mastering change. Mutation is the difference between being a fossil and being evolution itself. Sharks have existed for over 400 million years, not because they stopped changing, but because they never stopped perfecting themselves. They're adaptation machines, constantly modifying themselves to dominate new environments, new prey, new challenges. Consider the greatest winners in history. They weren't great because they found a formula and stuck to it. They were great because they killed their own formulas before their competitors could figure them out. They made themselves obsolete before the market could make them irrelevant. Your fixed identity is your blind spot. When you define yourself as, "This is who I am," you create a mental prison that limits your infinite possibilities. Real power lies in the ability to become whatever the situation demands. Having no fixed personality isn't weakness, it's the ultimate superpower. Strategic mutation confuses your enemies and mesmerizes your allies. They can't categorize you, can't predict your moves, can't build strategies against you, because by the time they finish planning, you're already someone else entirely. Fear of change is fear of life itself. Everything alive is in constant transformation. Your body's cells renew themselves, your thoughts evolve, your circumstances shift. Resisting change is resisting existence itself. But listen carefully, mutation isn't chaos. It's directed evolution. Every transformation should move you closer to your ultimate objective. Like a chameleon that changes color not from paranoia, but from strategic survival and hunting instincts. The master of mutation doesn't change randomly, they transform purposefully, evolving precisely toward their target while keeping everyone else guessing their next move. Type. Evolve if you're ready to destroy who you are today to become who you need to be tomorrow. Only true mutants understand the power of transformation. The genius triumph. How your absence of fortress makes you unstoppable. Muhammad Ali said, "He floated like a butterfly and stung like a bee, but what he really discovered was the deadliest strategy in human history: how to be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. We've reached the convergence point where everything connects. You're no longer that person seeking security in walls. You've embraced fluidity as power, mutation as weaponry, adaptation as second nature. Now, you've discovered something that few mortals comprehend. The absence of fixed form is the most lethal form of power. Ali didn't just fight, he danced. He didn't just punch, he performed poetry in motion. His opponents couldn't hit what they couldn't predict. They trained for months to fight a boxer, but found themselves chasing a phantom who spoke in riddles and moved like liquid lightning. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. The hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. That wasn't just boxing philosophy, that was pure strategic genius. The Egyptians built pyramids thinking about eternity. Structures so solid they would resist the end of time. And it worked. The pyramids are still standing. But where are the Egyptians? Where is their power? Where is their empire? The pyramid remained, but the power evaporated like morning mist. You now understand that it's not the fortress that protects the king, it's the king's ability to never be where the enemy expects to find him. It's not consistency that builds legacies, it's the capacity to reinvent your legacy before it becomes obsolete. Your new existence operates in multiple dimensions. You're a strategist when situations demand strategy, a diplomat when you need diplomacy, a warrior when it's time for war. Your enemies can't study you because by the time they finish analyzing you, you've already become someone else. The genius of your new mindset lies in energy economics. While others spend 80% of their energy defending fixed positions, you use 20% moving and 80% attacking weak points. They build castles. You conquer kingdoms. Your 5-minute morning ritual isn't cheap mysticism, it's psychological engineering. You're programming your mind to operate in phantom mode, reminding your brain that fluidity is power, mystery is magnetism, purpose is fuel. The world is full of people building higher walls, buying more insurance, creating more detailed plans. And you've become the storm that topples all fortresses, the unexpected variable that breaks all plans. The force that cannot be contained because it cannot be understood. Your victory won't be loud like a conquering general's. It will be silent like water shaping mountains, invisible like time toppling empires, inevitable like evolution transforming species. If this journey awakened the genius sleeping within you, smash that like button, comment phantom, so I know you understand the game, and share this knowledge with anyone still fighting windmills when they could become the wind.